Good evening, everybody. Now I will represent the Indian viewpoint. Atif did an excellent job of putting forward the Pakistani viewpoint on the long-standing issue of the reasons of conflict between India and Pakistan. So, as you saw the video, and as Atif briefly touched upon, I would assume you all know how the partition of India and Pakistan happened, and how Kashmir decided to be a part of India. So, once the partition of India and Pakistan happened, 2 months later, the Maharaja of Kashmir came to the Indian government for help. At that time, Kashmir was not yet a part of India. The reason for asking the help was because Kashmir was being attacked by Pakistani army and Pakistani tribals. The Indian government decided to help. The Indian government told Maharaja that we will help as long as you agree to accede to our country, but with the wishes of the people. Took about a few weeks. The Maharaja came back to the Indian government and said that he has the wishes of the people and that Kashmir wants to be a part of India. And that was an unwritten deal between the Indian government and the King of Maharaja of Kashmir. So as far as India is concerned, there really is no scope for any referendum on Kashmir because Kashmir decided to be a part of India with the wishes of its people at that point in time. If Pakistan accuses India of forcibly making Kashmir join with India, there are several other states which were forcibly made to join Pakistan at the time of partition. So the Indian response here is, if the Indian government is expected to do a referendum on Pakistan, Pakistan should also be willing, because no referendum was taken on the people in those states whether they wanted to join India or Pakistan. Pakistan should also be willing to do a similar referendum on these states. Kashmir has always been a thorny. Kashmir has always been a very thorny issue for Pakistan. If you look at the history of wars between India and Pakistan, every time Pakistan has been the aggressor. 1947, Pakistan attacked India. 1965, Pakistan attacked India. 1971, that was the first time there was a war when Kashmir was not the reason. That was a war which gave birth to Bangladesh. Because as Atif showed in his map, before the partition, there was West Pakistan on the western side of the border, and there was East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh on the eastern side of the border. And there was considerable unrest and discontent amongst the people of East Pakistan against the government of Pakistan, which was primarily West Pakistan. And there was a revolt. And 1971, there was an exodus of 10 million people from East Pakistan into India, into primarily the state of in the state of Bangladesh, asking the Indian government to help. And the Indian government had to intervene. 1999, again, Pakistan supported forces attacked India. India didn't attack Pakistan. Every time there has been a war, if you look at the official websites, you will say that a ceasefire was reached. And the fact is, India, because of its natural advantage of huge size and a bigger army, India every time came out the better in the war between two countries. 1947, 1965, 1971, the Pakistani army had to surrender to India. 90,000 prisoners of war were taken during the 1971 war. 1999, Pakistani militants and Pakistani army infiltrated into Kargil. It took 3 months for the forces to be beaten back into Pakistan. So you can see that India has always had a no aggression, no first use aggression policy. So why? There are a lot of theories on why. From the Indian viewpoint, we seem to think that Pakistan is very much obsessed with India. They cannot think beyond India. Any issue, they will have to involve it. And these are some of the reasons which are touted as why Pakistan looks at India with a lot of distrust and hate. They feel that just because Kashmir is a Muslim state, it becomes a fundamental right that Kashmir should be a part of, should be a part of the country. The second is, they believe that India always has given them an elder brotherly treatment, and which is something which that second may be debatable, and which always hasn't gone well with them. And the third, and this is the most important, and this is something which they still have not been able to live down. They hold India responsible for the birth of Bangladesh. They still are not able to forget the humiliating defeat the Pakistani army suffered at the hands of India.